Hello and welcome. Cambell here from Autodidactic Channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me. And today I just want to have another quick look at Maui, this Maui fires that have gone on. It's getting very weird. So let's have a bit of a look. All right, so we all have seen the questions about Jew weapons, Agenda 30, Agenda 21, smart cities, the land buying, very strange stuff going on in Maui. One thing you've probably all seen is the mansions of the rich who seem to be behind this, seem to be all untouched. They're all sitting there untouched by the fire. And of course, one of the big things about this fire is the intensity. It was melting aluminium wheels on cars, and next to them there were trees standing there. And a lot of people have said, well, trees have got water in them, but to melt aluminium, you're looking at over 600 degrees Celsius, about 1200 Fahrenheit. That's enough to, incinerate trees, whether they've got water or not. In Australia, when we get bushfires, the trees explode because, the moisture inside them boils up and the trees explode. And that's one of the big markers that first alerted people to the fact that there was something going on here in Maui is, all these houses, car rims were melted, all this intense heat, and yet we've got green trees everywhere. So there's all these questions. But what has come out recently is the color blue. Have you seen this? So first of all, The Simpsons, of course, as most people have seen, have predicted this, as they do, right? They predict all this stuff. It's all pre-written. And so there we have The Simpsons showing, Jew weapons, maybe energy weapons coming from the skies, creating havoc, fire, destruction. And we also see a sculpture that's wrapped in blue that is the source of the laser in the Simpsons cartoon. And what's come out of Maui recently is that it seems that everything that was a certain shade of blue wasn't touched by the fire. Very strange. So check this out.
Everything blue. Lahaina burning down. A lot of things that are blue, for some reason, stood the test of the fire. The blue boat was the boat that survived. You got this blue car, and these homes had blue in it. I mean, it gets weird. This is the home from Hurricane Dora that survived, and the owner name was Dora. Got a little blue car right there. You'll see a lot of this blue imagery. First, you got this little turquoise type blue house, but here's another blue house. This one's painted blue. This is blue and it survived. Here alone, you can see the blue and red, but you can see a lot of different blue that survived. Right here, blue survived it. The cloth, the boat that survived in the ocean, and these are all just the mainstream articles showing us. The boat was blue. The car that survived, right, it's still blue. And I mean, this is what they showed in the mainstream news. And shout out to my friend, Dana. She pointed this out. This is pattern recognition. And all the people that they show after the devastation are wearing blue. This is where it got weird, and it kind of took a turn for me where I'm like, there's some type of color symbolism happening here. This fire right here, this blue, survived it. Cut it off from the blue. Right here where the 47 trunk banyan tree survived. You got this like little blue house, restroom that survived. Here's ABC News, the guy in the blue. This girl cleaning is wearing the blue. Good Morning America. This guy's wearing the blue. Just weird. Symbolism. Burnt, but this guy's carrying something blue. So everybody that they're showing in these pictures are wearing blue. So some sort of code. It's some sort of, I don't know what it is. This house, they were showing this in CNN. The blue house over the fire. The sugar cane. This guy looking at it wearing the blue. I mean, it goes on and on. This guy, New York Times, he's wearing the blue. This guy laying down on the blue chair. It does go into the color spectrum, as we did a video on the purple lights, the purple blue lights that are popping up everywhere. The blue light, you got a Blu-ray disc because the blue holds the most information through this light spectrum. And we've covered the optogenetics, how certain lights can put you under mind control. But the color blue is used in a lot of elite logos because it makes you trust. It's I trust you, in a sense. Politicians usually wear blue suits, so you will trust them. You always see politician wearing a blue suit. This all goes into mind control. And let's not forget about this blue mask right here. The blue street lights popping up, the blue and purple street lights, Project Bluebird, which was a mind control operation, Project Bluebird, Twitter's the Bluebird, but Project Bluebeam, that's probably the most important of all this. Using lasers, Project Bluebeam lasers, to create holograms. All the blue in this being blue should say enough about that there's something going on with the blue logo. Here's the blue logo, here's the blue logo, here's the blue logo, here's the blue logo.
And yes, there are lasers that are blue lasers, and they will burn every color spectrum except blue.
Different wavelengths. There was something blue they didn't want to burn.
Maui fires laser conspiracy test.
Alright, blue laser test. I got this laser on wish.com for fun. It's actually pretty powerful. I've been shining it on this blue plastic lid for about 5 minutes now. Nothing. But when I go try it on a different color, like this green, it starts to smoke. If I take another color, let's do orange. It's smoking. Let's do yellow. Smoking. Red. Yeah, I was wondering if it was maybe just the type of plastic that blue was, so I found a different type of plastic, also blue. And I had around 5 minutes on this too, and nothing. No smoke, no burning. It's wild.
We will rebuild!
So this is a very interesting phenomena, and it was, of course, also shown on The Simpsons when they had their episode of the giant, sky laser coming down and destroying the city. There's a scene where it shows that the statue that the laser came from is covered in blue. Is there something there? The Simpsons do love to tell us what's going on, right? They love to predict the future. So blue lasers, what is going on here? And now there are reports coming out that there are special police, FBI in Maui, and they are blocking everything off and not letting anyone go in and see what's happened. No one's allowed to go in and get any evidence, any footage of the fire, of the destruction, except if they're taken in by the police, and they're only taken to certain places. And we have FEMA, of course, over there staying in $1,000, hotel rooms while the victims of this disaster, we know it's not a disaster. It's this was planned as far as I'm concerned, but the victims, they got $700 from Joe Biden his time in the office there. And FEMA are getting more than that a night to stay in a hotel. So, this is a direct attack on the people. And of course, there's all these reports of people, the day after the fire, of developers turning up and offering them to pay money for their block and trying to buy the land out. So this is a land grab. This is what this is. This is all about building a smart city, Agenda 2030. We've heard this everywhere, right? 15-minute cities. And the governor, Josh Green, actually put out a statement before this all happened saying that he wanted to turn this area into a smart city.
Today, Governor Josh Green was one of dozens of leaders and presenters from around the world who spoke at a high-level political forum on sustainability and hosted by the United Nations. The local regional government's discussion brings together dignitaries to share how they're implementing Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. During the governor's speech, he spoke on the traditional Ahupua'a model. That's a socio-economic division of land from mountain to ocean. Now, he says the viable values that come from that help when making policy.
In the old days, decades, generations, and even centuries ago, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people lived in Hawaii and had a sustainable culture for food, and that was something that we still recognize. To that end, we have done some things, and we hope to be able to share this much more in time. One is the Aloha Plus Challenge, which is a data-driven approach which we can share with our states and with anyone who feels that it would be helpful to track the SDGs, to make sure that we embed them in all of our policies.
And that video was made at least a couple of weeks before the fires. And when you do a search on it, Josh Green, Smart City, you get all of these articles saying that it's not true, that saying that all the information that's been put out about it is false. You know, shortened video distorts Hawaii's governor's comments. Hawaii's governor did not tell reporters he wants to make a smart city. You know, there's quite a few of them. You know, Fact Check, Hawaiian Digital Government Summit, all these things trying to push people away from seeing the truth, from seeing that Josh Green is a UN puppet who is implementing all of these requirements for their Agenda 2030.
Track the SDGs to make sure that we embed them in all of our policies.
And you may have heard Josh mention SDGs. They are Sustainable Development Goals. And this is United Nations, the 17 goals of sustainable development for Agenda 2030. It starts off with poverty, zero hunger, you know, health. Obviously, that sounds good, but what it means to them is they're going to lock people in 15-minute cities and give them their calories, their allotted calories every day, you know, from their manufactured food, the food that comes from plants, as in factories, not plants from the ground, but plants in factories. And it's all going to be chemically infused. The education, they want to, you know, control that, of course, control, you know, what people think. Gender equality, we've seen that agenda running out at the moment. And here down on the next line, this is all their climate change goals. So we've got clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities. That's the big one, 15-minute cities. Responsible consumption and production. They will tell you what you can consume and they will produce everything for you. And of course, more climate down here. Climate change is their big driver because, you know, one, they can blame everything on us, and two, it puts fear into people so that they'll comply. And it makes it look like they're doing this for us and to save the realm, right? Or the planet, as they call it. So I'll leave the link to this below. It's got lots of information, all the progress reports, what they've actually been doing, and you can check it out for yourself. And this is the Aloha Challenge dashboard, measuring Hawaii's sustainability. So we'll go here to the dashboard. It's called the Aloha Challenge, launched in 2014. The Aloha Challenge identifies 6 priority goals and local metrics that are delivering against the global United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. The Hawaii's Green Growth Local 2030 Hub and partners are catalyzing island-led solutions to drive concrete action. And there is a bigger page. I'll leave these links below as well. The Aloha Challenge. And you can have a look at this to see all the SDGs that they're implementing. Bit of information down here. 2021 Annual Sustainability Scorecard for Hawaii. So this has been going on for a while, guys. This has been a plan for a while. So like I said, I'll leave all these links so you can check them out in your own time. And of course, they tried to buy up all the houses, all the land, all the real estate, and no one would sell. So now we have this disaster where everything's been destroyed. The insurance companies are refusing to pay out, or at least trying to refuse to pay out. So the victims are just left on their own. They're even blocking the food coming in, and they are not letting people get supplies unless, of course, it's FEMA approved. So there's all these, there's literally shipping containers full of supplies, and the locals are being locked out. They're not allowed to go and get anything from them to help themselves.
Hi. I've just been informed that we are shutting down this placard distribution as of now. Please, there are powers that be. I'm not sure of the reasoning. All I know is the order has come down to shut down the distribution of these placards.
Maui strong. Donation on donations. If you guys don't know, the government withholding every single one of our donations because we are not a part of FEMA and Red Cross. So none of this is eligible for giving out. Tell me why. I have no freaking clue. But Maui, we out here. Lahaina, we trying to help you guys, bro, but they not letting us. But we're gonna keep pumping. All this stuff gonna get there, bro. 5 containers are behind the Ritz. Carlton, if you can get there and you really need the stuff, crack that lock. That's for you guys. That's for you guys. Spread the word. Lahaina behind the Ritz, 5 containers full of stuff. Everything you need. If you need it, go get it.
And so people have actually started bringing these supplies over by themselves, by boat, and just getting them onto the shore to get them out to the people. So this, this is a direct attack, guys, on the people. And we've seen this, this same scenario, happen before in different places. Like, the most famous one would be Paradise in California, where pretty much the same thing happened. But we've now got wildfires everywhere. And of course, they're starting these to also try and push the agenda of global warming, or climate change, I have to call it now, right? Because global warming nothing warmed, right? So now it's climate change. And this is the agenda. This is what they're pushing. And what's coming next is, what they want to push out is more lockdowns, right? For our safety, because this realm that we live in is so bad, and it's trying to kill us, which of course is all our fault, they tell us. And so now they're trying to block off everything, right? No cars, incandescent light bulbs they're trying to get rid of. So we all have to stand under fluorescent lights. And by the way, a lot of these, cheap LED lights have cameras in them. So it's more surveillance. So this really is a move, guys. This is a big move of their Agenda 21 and 2030. Agenda 21 is for the 21st century, and Agenda 2030 is one of their checkpoints where they want certain things done by that date. And all of that's online. You can go and check it out. It's all written there. It's all there for us to see. And they are implementing it. And we can see this everywhere. So it's a crazy time, guys. It's really, really crazy. So I just wanted to make this short video just to sort of let you know what's going on if you're not up to date. And there is even a map, an Agenda 2030 or Agenda 21 map showing the ultimate plan. And the ultimate plan is that they want to lock us down into containment areas, because they're pushing for that we, the people, are the cause of this climate change that's going to explode the planet and kill everything, right? So they want us to think we're the problem, and this is their solution, is stopping us going anywhere. So this is North America, and you can see red, core reserves and corridors for little to no human use. All of this red. Okay, little to no human use. Yellow, which is, the major sort of color here, it's mainly red and yellow, are buffer zones, highly regulated use. Then we have this orange, which it's hard to sort of see, but they're basically military zones. And the normal use is the green. So these little green bits, this is where humans would be allowed to live. Okay, as you can see, there's hardly anything here on the west coast. A few little ones down here, most sort of through the center, and on the east coast we've got some here as well. But I mean, it's a tiny percentage, right? And literally This is what the 15-minute cities are all about, guys. Okay, they want us in areas where we don't leave, and this, they always say that it's for our benefit, right? That it's going to be so good. Everything you need is right there. 15 minutes to get, everything you need to live. As long as you're a slave, you live in a box, you have a job doing what we tell you to do, and you comply, and you never leave your zone. So as long as you're a prisoner, then everything's fine. And this is what they're doing. See, they've got to acquire all this land. They've got to own it all to do this. And this is what BlackRock is. BlackRock is out there buying up all the land, right? And all the businesses, all the holdings. So that's a big part of this agenda. So this is why things like all these wildfires are happening. They're destroying cities, towns, houses, people's property, so that the billionaires, the people behind this agenda, can go in and buy stuff up on the dollar. And that's exactly what has happened in Maui, what is happening in Maui. And yes, they do want to build a smart city there. That's their plan. And then we have the line. Okay, the line. This is the line being built in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, I believe. And this is a mega 15-minute city. This is so, they're going to build it so that people don't need to go more than 15 minutes from their house for their whole lives. Prisoners, basically. See, think of the Matrix just without the plugs in your head. It says here, the future of urban living, a cognitive city stretching across 170 kilometers from the epic mountains of Neom across the inspirational desert valleys to the beautiful Red Sea. A mirrored architectural masterpiece towering 500 meters above sea level, but a land-saving 200 meters wide. That's it, just 200 meters wide. The line redefines the concept of urban development and what cities of the future will look like. A civilizational revolution. Its unparalleled livability can be explored at the line exhibition. Okay. No roads, no cars or emissions. It will run on 100% renewable energy, and 95% of land will be preserved for nature. People's health and well-being will be prioritized over transportation and infrastructure, unlike traditional cities. So this is all worded like it's something great for us. Here's a picture of the line. This is it, 200 meters wide, 500 meters tall, and 170 kilometers long. And this is all to do with their global warming agenda, which is Agenda 21. Okay, because this is 200 meters wide and it goes up. So everything you need will be in this little area. And that's all you won't be able to go from one end of the city to the other. You'll just be able to stay in your little area here. So I don't know if that means only the people at the top get to see the view, but this is a prison, and this is what they want. This is what these green zones are. They want these green zones all to be smart cities like the line. That's how they, figure they can pack so many people into these small areas. And of course, then you never need to leave. And even if you want to, you won't be able to. And the rest of the land is for them. Okay. And then of course, it's they're telling us it's all for our benefit to save the world. But what's going to happen is we'll be prisoners, and they'll have the whole world to themselves to do what they will, to do whatever they please. So this is the agenda, and this is what is behind all these fires that are going off, behind the push for electronic cars. We've all seen AI, VR, all this stuff. This is all by the parasites, these creatures that are not us, that want to control us and have been controlling us. But now we're all waking up to it. So keep in mind that this is their ultimate goal, and that if you live anywhere apart from these green regions in the USA, they want your land. So what we're seeing now, they're going to try and push this on a lot more. They're going to, like I said, they have to buy up all this land. That's what BlackRock is there for, so that they can achieve their ultimate goal of locking us in prisons while they inherit the world. Okay, anyone ever heard that one before? They're trying to invert that phrase in the Bible, right? The meek will inherit the earth. No, they want to inherit the earth, and they want to lock us up. So just a short video there, guys, on the Maui fires, what's been going on, and how that's all linked into Agenda 2030, and it's really all just a major land grab. And this isn't just happening in the US. This is happening all around the realm. So thanks for spending some time with me. Hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you for liking, sharing this around, subscribing, all that good stuff. If you would like to support me and my work, you'll find links below in the description. And I will talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.
Remember, in the end, nobody wins unless everybody wins.
Don't want a complication.
Different wavelengths.